Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Bill Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC and the entire basketball community. I am back from my week off. Had to take a little bit of a week off, from all the work and stuff like that. But don't worry, this week we are backed in with some major content coming in as the season, continues to progress on. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll be back with my show, Basketball Conversations, this Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time. Y'all know what it is, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to get this off my chest though, because this kind of happened yesterday, and apparently during the game against the Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers, it was a game that went down to the wire, and Damian Lillard missed two critical free throws in the final 20 seconds that could have put his team up in front, but the Clippers were able to escape from a 122-117 victory. And if that wasn't enough, apparently Mr. Paul George and Patrick Beverley took the liberties of basically dissing and basically making fun of Damian Lillard over there on the bench. Which is like, that happens a lot in the NBA as you normally would. But there's a little bit more context about this though that is actually quite unusual. And Damian Lillard, after the game was over, kind of took it to pride about, what he pretty much said. He was asked about it. He said, asking me about Patrick Beverley, who I sent him home before of a game. Paul George got to send him home by me last year in the playoffs. So they know the reason why they reacting like that is because what they expect from me, which is a sign of respect. It goes to show us what I've done in a high clip more times than not. I'm not offended by it. If anything, it should tell how much it hurt them to go through what I put them through in those situations previously. Okay, so I guess Mr. Damian Lillard kind of took it on the chin and pretty much said, you know, it is what it is, but you know what? I put them in their place already. And guess what? Paul George and Patrick really need to shut up. All right, because y'all got to remember, 2014, Patrick Beverley was with the Houston Rockets, and then what happened in that game? What happened, you guys? I'll tell you what happened. Damian Lillard basically put them out of the playoffs with a beautiful game-winning shot off of a screen, off of the inbounds play. Okay, and last time I checked, last year in the what is it, the first round of the playoffs, right? It was the Thunder versus the Blazers, right? What happened in the final possession of the game when Damian Lillard scored 47 points on the Thunder's head? Oh yeah, that's right. Damian Lillard basically toyed with Paul George from way beyond 3-point range and stuck a three right in his damn face and waved goodbye to Paul George and Russell Westbrook. Okay, if, listen, those two guys, they shouldn't be talking at this point because listen, Damian Lillard snatched their hearts out and basically grabbed them by the nutsack. Okay, that's just what it comes down to, man. And like, listen, bro, y'all should not be talking right now. In fact, you should be more worried about what your team is going through at this point right now, because the Clippers and the Lakers right now, they're kind of playing a bit more of inconsistent basketball. Okay, as talented as the Clippers is at this point, this team has a huge problem in terms of defining the roles of each player on the team. And plus, you slowly are getting the guys back, but they're not focused on the other teams that are playing against right now. They're more worried about what the Lakers have been doing. Okay, and the thing is this. The thing is this. If the Clippers don't take this seriously, if they don't wake up and start winning some actually games, this whole thing could crash right in front of them. Okay, and the point is this: even though the Clippers were able to win the game, okay, even though the Clippers were able to win the game, it wasn't that impressive either. And even though they're still able to keep one of the top spots, they're slowly making themselves exposed every single game. And if the Blazers would have won the game, that would have moved them within a half a game of the Memphis Grizzlies for the final playoff spot in the West. Now instead the Blazers are now 1.5 games behind with just 3 more games left, which is basically what's more. They're only a half a game ahead of the San Antonio Spurs and 1 game ahead of both of the New Orleans Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns. So in short terms, it would have helped if the Blazers would have won the game. But right now, there's a battle going on for the last playoff spot in the West, and it's going to come down to the final 3 games. Who's gonna want it more? And so, you know, for the Clippers side of things, though, too, if they don't start staying focused and get themselves ready for the postseason, they're gonna lose either in the second round or in the conference finals, somewhere down the line. And it may not be against the Lakers, okay? So Paul George and Patrick Beverley, they need to worry about themselves and worry about what Damian Lillard does, all right? And besides, Damian Lillard owns 2 game-winning shots on both of their heads. Both of them. I would not be even saying one single word about Damian Lillard. None. You know why? Because he snatched, like I said, he snatched your heart and basically took it and grabbed it by the nuts. All right? That's embarrassing. Okay? Especially for Paul George. Especially when Damian Lillard tore you up nearly from half court and drilled the three right in your grill. All right? And he's also giving you the wave bye-bye after the shot. Bruh, that's that man. I would not let that go for a long time. Anytime I would anyone did that to me, I'm punching you in the face on sight. Okay, okay. That's just pure humiliation. All right. And Patrick Beverley, I like Patrick Beverley. I do. I think he's a guy that you want on your team. He has a pit bull that always is going to come and get it. Is always going to be ready to fight with you no matter what. But bruh, you also got toyed up by Damian Lillard. Okay, and so you should not even be saying one single word right now. You understand what I'm saying? You barely played any games, since the quarantine season came back. And besides that, you have not done pretty much anything at all. All right? You're coming off the bench, you know what I'm saying? And basically you've been doing, very minimal to me. So that just pretty much it is what it is, though, guys. So I just thought it was just kind of comical of how they kind of took this. But, bruh, Paul George and Patrick Beverley, they just need to worry about their team right now. Because if they don't stay focused on the job at hand, they're going to lose early in the playoffs. Trust me. They cannot sit it up in this MFer and try to play any petty games right now. Instead of they need to focus on the long-term plan, and that is for the championship. And they have a good chance, of winning the championship based on the talent they have. But if they don't remain focused on the job at hand, I'm telling you, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. Then it's not going to be to the Lakers. I promise you that. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section.